It was just a matter of time before our own president, Donald J. Trump, deployed the old Richard Nixon offensive of silencing his enemies, those who didn't agree with him. After the 1962 California gubernatorial loss to Pat Brown, an embittered Richard Nixon said, "You don't have Nixon to kick around anymore, gentlemen, because this is my last press conference." Well, perhaps a bit premature. As we all know, Tricky Dicky appeared once again in 1968, and the rest of that is etched in our hearts and minds forever. Nixon also produced his very own enemies list of those who he considered were out to get him. Nixon was paranoid. And it actually brought him down. That paranoia brought him down, resulting in his resignation. Fast forward, 2018. We all know Donald Trump is not a great history scholar, or may not even know about the Nixon downfall. However, since they both had a kind of disdain for the press, were fearful of those who were better educated than they, more Ivy League, more old money, it seems they were quite kindred spirits. Now, in business and in his campaign, Donald Trump's boastful behavior was to be accepted. It's Trump being Trump. However, being president of the United States and head of your party is totally a different thing. All you have is your word. And what you say really matters. And so do your lies. Trump's crude behavior, his trash talk, his characterizations of so-called enemies and opponents has taken on a much darker tone, threatening to undermine America's democracy and free speech as we know it. Now, at some level, Donald Trump knows he did not give a stellar performance in Helsinki, but his answer is to redo what we all saw and heard with our own eyes and ears live. So Trump has decided to put together his own enemies list of former and present members of the intelligence community who have criticized him, suggesting that their security clearances be revoked in an attempt to silence them. And he is in the process of doing just that. Now, things have changed dramatically. Now, we know Donald Trump has always had a problem with objective facts, if you will, the truth. He's known for attempting to create his own reality. He's the king of the flip-floppers. He changes his story from tweet to tweet. First, he refused to acknowledge that the Russians used cyber attacks to interfere with our election. And now he claims that the Russians will aid the Democrats in 2018 with a Putin invite still up in the air. Invite to the White House. And the latest is truly hard to believe. President Trump at a rally, sounding like the great and powerful Wizard of Oz, told his supporters not to believe what they see or hear with their own eyes and ears. It's fake. It never happened. It's crap. It's fake news. And as I speak, I'm learning that the White House plans to end readouts of President Trump's calls with world leaders? We're not going to be getting that? Well, I have to agree, Dorothy. We're not in Kansas anymore. This is John Christopher Bua for Real Political News, Washington.